some names here, aren't we? Oh dear. Pop up the uThermal name and the aLive name. Pop that up. We're just going to have to give me a moment to fix this. I appreciate this isn't brilliant, guys, as a solution. Let me, actually, I can do something a bit better as well. Add a media file. Does that help at all? If I put it below... Yeah, that helps a little bit. Helps a little bit. Let me just set this up, sorry. I know this is a little bit of a frustrating few moments for you guys while I'm just trying to fix things instead of doing anything else. If I keep doing this, does it get thicker and thicker? Perfect. That's what I want. I want it like this down here. Boom. Does that make it a bit more obvious who's who? You can read it a bit more easily? I think so. You know what? I can probably double it up. Oh god, there's a proxy going down as well. Oh god. There's a proxy going down. Help, help. There we go, that should be good. Alright, there's a proxy going down to the bottom right hand side of the map. Our blue Terran player is going to be aLive. And he is going to be going up against the red Terran to the top left. It's Team Liquid's uThermal, who is going to go proxy Marauder here. Something we saw him using against Optimus yesterday. Or the day before, I think it was Wednesday, when he played against the, when he played the group stages of this event. So, that was pretty cool then as we set up into this. And see how this proxy Marauder play is going to go. I've just broken my, just completely broken my thing. My backing, which was meant to help us see stuff. Oh my god. God damn it. Alright, well. Let me just delete that. Oh god, why have I done everything so badly wrong? Okay, so, Marauders move forwards here. Sorry, worst cast of the world. Marauders move forwards here and already starting to do quite a bit of damage. The first unit going down from aLive is obviously meaning that uThermal can get quite a bit done here already. Marauders starting to drop down. SCVs starting to drop, and so many SCVs on the low ground just getting caught. This concussive shells, of course, makes this very, very frustrating to play against. We're going to see this bunker. Well, the bunker might be about to finish up. There's a tank on the way. The problem is all of these units that are going to be able to go in a bunker or whatever, well, first of all, the Marine isn't going to be able to get in the bunker as it goes down there just instantly. Concussive shells would have stopped it getting in anyways if it popped out on the right side. But this siege tank is going to be a bit of a nuisance. However, yeah, I was going to say actually maybe the siege tank will just go down quickly, but he raises the depots, right? So it's quite nice. Splits away. He's going to minimize the damage. He's going to move forwards. He loses 2 Marauders though. Trying to fire onto the siege tank. He's just not going to quite get that. But still in a good position economically. 22 to 14 workers as he kills 10 here early on. uThermal puts himself into a nice little position here in the early stages. So uThermal sets himself up nicely. And we're going to be seeing the factory just going to lift up. Starport going to move on down and drop onto a tech lab as well. So tech lab going to be set up over here. Going to be seeing a Raven and a Cloak on the way. So maybe a Banshee as a follow, but a Raven initially to help defend from maybe a Banshee of uThermal, of course. And this Marine just going to keep on holding the high ground vision. He's going to use the Marauder to tank a couple of shots. The Cyclone gets up close and personal. Actually starts to fire down on this tank. Does it kill it? Super close. It does go down. Gets the Marine kill as well. Oh man. Well, actually, there just isn't any units here anymore. The Raven gets cancelled because he wants to build a Cyclone of his own. And uThermal continues to do a lot of damage in the early stages of this best of five, sorry, not best of 3. And, well, picking away at this reactor too. Pops down this rack just to create a bit more of a wall. We're going to see SCVs will be targeted if they try and repair. And you come a couple of Marines popping out. I mean, they're going to go down as well, though. And we're going to see, what, a second Cyclone coming across the map. Is there any way for aLive to stay alive in this? I just don't know if there is. Because he's just taken so much damage already. He's taken so much damage already. There's a couple more SCVs dropping down here. And the Cyclone and SCVs pulling back a little bit as well. Another Marine moving forwards. And we're going to be seeing this reactor taking a little bit more damage once again. So these Cyclones, I mean, again, they're just doing so much. I just don't think there's a realistically a way. Even if SCV's repairing, I just don't think you really come back into this as aLive. Is going to be seeing these, well, there is a Banshee now on the way. I think there is Cloak. You're going to see, oh, the Cyclone does go down. And another Cyclone comes up anyway for uThermal. So this is really nice. He just has so much continued run across the map. And uThermal is going to take game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Aggression has worked out very well for him so far in the TvTs that he's played in this event. And that is not going to change here just yet. As we're going to be seeing this Marine just going to be moving forwards, trying to help out. Banshee pops, and Cyclone is going to be chased away by the Banshee. Does Cloak actually finish? Did he cancel Cloak? He actually cancelled Cloak to help himself out. Oh, and he has high ground vision too because of the barracks. This is super annoying. Banshee does manage to get away. Another Cyclone coming forwards though, and again, no Cloak, so comes forwards. He's going to get rid of this Widow Mine before anything happens. aLive just trying to get more units out, but it's just not happening. This barracks is going to go down as well. He lifts it to save it. Now a Viking and a Raven come across the map too. I mean, it just never ends. An Order Turret could come down to help as well, maybe. There he is, going to pop down, stop these units getting back towards the mineral line. And aLive just continues to take damage here at the start of game number 1. As this Viking sticks around, we'll continue to try and fight against this Banshee, and the Banshee will fall as well. GG! uThermal takes the first game of this series. Man, killing off that siege tank is completely... There's other ways to support as well. You can donate, and you can donate. There's a bunch of different bits and pieces. Alright, let me just quickly swap the players' names around, guys, as we set up here into next game of this series. Alright, just gonna have to do a little bit of repositioning again. I'm sorry, I know this is a bit of a mess. Blame Blizzard for fucking everyone's names up with the messing everyone's names up with the thingamabobby that they did. Alright, looks good. So let's introduce them. To the bottom left hand side, our blue Terran player. Up one game in the best of 5 semi-final. It's going to be uThermal. And to the top right, our red Terran player. It is aLive. Imposter. Santa Claus wouldn't play games. Oh god, you figured me out. I'm not the real Santa. Or am I? I don't know, guys. I think I'm pretty convincing, if you ask me. I think I'm pretty convincing. But again, obviously, if you can afford to support, it's greatly appreciated. Otherwise, just keep watching, just keep tuning in. All of it helps. Hope you're all having a good day. Anyone looking forward to that Snoot sort of matchup, let me know in the chat. Always excited to see what you guys are thinking and what you guys are feeling in terms of what is what and so on. Let's hope for a good TvT here, first of all, though. Let's hope this will go on quite nicely as we set up into game number 2. Haven't seen a single SCV from Hyun, not Hyun, sorry, from aLive moving down to the bottom left. I said Hyun because Hyun's in his name. One of those things you do as a caster is sometimes you always still look to the bottom side just to see, like, who is, just to quickly remind yourself while you're talking about other things, just to, and then it caught me off guard, so I apologize. Guys. As we're going to be seeing the Reaper is going to pick up this SCV kill here early, and uThermal is going to be moving across towards the upper right-hand side of the map. The Reaper comes on in towards the watchtower here, so both players just going to be setting up the Reaper early, and from uThermal it's going to be a Cyclone on the way, second Reaper as well in the starport. There is not a Cyclone from aLive. He's going for the tech lab on his factory, so setting up into that, and well, going to be seeing the factory lifting. It looks like there's just going to be a tech lab for the Banshee, so what we'll build on this Cyclone now, Widow Mine to help him defend here early on. Okay then, so early defense being established from both players, or early aggression being established from both players. Those troopers sat to the left-hand side watchtower. The starport will lift, reposition onto the tech lab, and there comes the cloak once again. So this time, I guess aLive might actually commit into the cloak and might actually, finish up the Banshee, because obviously nothing else crazy is going on just yet. And I suppose he's going to be able to start playing his game and playing the game how he wants to play it, and play the game he's been hoping to play all game long, as we're going to be seeing this Widow Mine burrowing at the front, a few Marines to the side, and this Reaper just popping up here as well. A couple of Reapers from uThermal with a Cyclone as well, getting ready to kind of come towards the front, I guess, and has to be careful with a Widow Mine in position. He cannot really afford to just run these Reapers and the Cyclone forwards without thinking about it too much, so has to be a little bit cautious right now. And we're going to see another Widow Mine coming in towards the top side, getting ready to set up over here. Cloak coming in from both players, and the Raven starting up here from aLive. We'll see if uThermal does the same. Generally, one Banshee into a Raven / Viking is the way we've been seeing things going lately in the TvT, and it's going to be no different right now. A Viking on the way up from uThermal, and just setting up into this in these early stages. Still, there's Banshee coming down to the bottom side of the map as well, setting up into that also, and yeah, I'm going to see this barracks actually just going to drop down onto this reactor. And a couple more Marines on the way out. Cloak about to finish Raven on the way up still. As this first Banshee comes in, getting ready to delay the natural expansion building. uThermal getting into that. Not too much faster than aLive, but a little bit faster. And we'll be able to get it going once again very soon. Main issue just being here is on the low ground, which makes it a little bit more accessible in terms of being able to kill it. As Marines starting to target that Banshee. Raven is here though, and is able to keep on moving through that command center just up to the side. Banshee flies on past. And that will be that. Banshee continue to work its way through this command center here on the low ground as well. See some low ground taking a little bit more damage. 4 Marines and Viking moving forward. As scan comes down, this Banshee is going to be pushed away. Not much energy left on it. Still delaying the CC, so actually in the end, aLive's command center finishes up before uThermal's. uThermal going to have to pull this Widow Mine back as well, which was blocking up the low ground. Actually, Reaper picks it off in the end, so nice cleanup here on either side as we have 32 to 28 workers, 21 workers apiece, 21 army supply apiece now. As SCV just mines a few more minerals. Widow Mine going to come down the low ground and start heading across the map as well. And we're going to be seeing the couple of Vikings on the way up from the starport still is, again, 2 more Reapers, the Viking, the Raven, Cyclone and Tank, all moving in over to the right-hand side. Actually going to find a Widow Mine moving across. We'll be able to shut this down pretty quickly. Goes down very quickly, especially to the Cyclone shots. Again, Cyclones are absolute monsters on the ground in the early stages. The problem with Cyclones is they're quite squishy, I guess. But they do some mega damage early game when there isn't a lot of damage to shut them down early. So here you go, actually, uThermal going to start fighting through. An auto turret comes down to help. He targets down one of these tanks. And, well, that's going to be about it. As aLive cleans up the rest of this. No problem at all. uThermal's attack gets shut down. I mean, he traded a tank for a tank. Overall, though, don't think that was too worthwhile. And aLive will be pretty helpful with that one, I think. Good defense and... Well, uThermal continues to set on up. Barracks going to swap over to Tech Lab. Stim will start. We see another Rax building on a reactor. Starport going to just build its own reactor. Not going to reactor out his own Vikings here, which is a little bit interesting. And we've seen these Rax continue to come on up. And again, a Reaper coming down the left-hand side. Looking to see what else is going to be going on. I mean, at this point, there's not much else useful to be done by this Reaper. So may as well try and pick up some information. Unfortunately, it goes down almost instantly. As it tries to hop up here. Straight into 4 Marines and a siege tank. Doesn't have very much luck at all. Banshee comes in, going to be picking up a few of these SCVs. So a few SCVs starting to go down. So that's 4 workers killed, now a 5th worker going down as well. And scan comes in, and again, this Banshee is going to be shut down here. So Banshee goes down. And those Vikings still just moving around here from aLive. So a few of these Vikings joining together. There's, what, 6 of them? I mean, it's this air control, which has to be very scary for uThermal, as he doesn't really have anything to fight against that himself just yet. There's actually a very similar situation on this map against Gumiho. And uThermal, he sort of just won because he had a lot more Marines than his opponent who had obviously focused more so on Viking production for a while. And he actually entered into a base trade, which was, well, it went very well for uThermal, put it that way. And that's what won uThermal won uThermal the game. It was game number 1 of that series, as we're just going to be seeing the units just covering together here for aLive. Raven, a few Marines, a couple of tanks from uThermal as well, moving up this side. And so he wants to siege these tanks up, set up a position on his opponent's natural expansion. At the same time, his third base is going to get cancelled here almost immediately, so he's going to lose his third base, building it in position just a little bit too greedy as these tanks start to fire. uThermal, what does he really have in position? Well, auto turrets will get rid of this siege tank very quickly indeed. And we see those auto turrets coming in. He actually just pulls his SCVs for the tank. Just get targeted down by the Vikings. A few Marines in the back trying to help out. uThermal losing a lot of workers. The problem is his units back on the other side of the map just aren't doing as much as what aLive is getting done down here to the bottom left. So aLive taking a 15 worker advantage now. And he's also forcing a lift up on the natural CC. Third base looks as though it will end up finishing, which is something at least. And to be fair, aLive isn't mining from his own natural expansion just yet either, so it's not an immediate kind of advantage. We see Stim coming in, these tanks getting a little bit overzealous, in fact, unsieging to move forwards. uThermal's going to clean up a lot of this, and you know what? uThermal's lost a lot of workers, yes, but uThermal has a lot of potential still when it comes to the actual army supply. 22 of aLive to 42 of uThermal. uThermal goes across this map and attacks. He could just end this. You know, he could just end this in his favor and go 2-0 up in this best of 5 series. These Marines going to collect on over to the right-hand side here. Auto turret will come down and tank continues to work its way through that. A few more SCVs over here to the natural. And I mean, they're still not mining. That's the thing. The income was a little bit favored for aLive here and there when he got back to mining, but he has to pull away again. So the income's actually pretty even despite... Well, it's pretty even considering how ridiculous the difference is right now. Is that This tank goes down again, and aLive, I just don't think he defends this counterattack. Stim ready for these Marines. There's nothing for aLive. He's got another tank about to finish. Is that going to be enough? As uThermal just pulls backwards here, this tank has to siege up on the high ground. uThermal sees it, so you'll know it's there. Already splitting his Marines. Nice target fire by aLive onto a clump of Marines to maximize the damage done. 2 more tanks from uThermal, though. An order turret on the high ground as well. Those order turrets just do so much damage. It's a little bit insane. As those tanks continue to fire away, there goes one depot. Marines continue to work their way through the natural expansion, and that is going to be it. Orbital falls, GG. uThermal takes a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. Goes off with some aggression here on Varney Research Station. His opponent, who will have to defend against this, will be aLive to the top right-hand side of the map. And this is pretty much the exact same thing you would expect to see. This is pretty much exactly what you expect to see from uThermal, because it's exactly what we saw against Gumiho. uThermal spawns to the bottom side, the red Terran player. Kind of excited because honestly the Reaper-based micro from uThermal is always fantastic, and we saw it against Gumiho earlier. It's pretty sick, to say the least. So let's see what happens as we set up into this and see what's going to go on. 3 racks then, and of course right now aLive not scouting, so doesn't know about this straight away, and he is going to be dropping down an expansion here very soon. So I mean, factory will come down fairly early, but it's not going to be kind of Rack's factory before an expand. It is like a Reaper expand. No, but now he's going to come in and scout this. So now aLive sees what's going on. He sees the proxy. Well, let's see what happens. We're going to be seeing the second factory starts up immediately now instead of the CC. And well, first Reaper will pop one up here. Let's see who can take an advantage in this. As it's going to be a grenade from uThermal. Doesn't connect. Waiting for that Reaper of his opponent to pop out, which will have a grenade advantage. He'll turn to fight this momentarily. Actually gets a shot off from the SCV, which helps him quite significantly in this little bit of a fight. Marine now on the way as well. So Marine coming up, and the SCV coming up to the high ground from uThermal. Just going to lose that pretty quickly, I think. Although, here we go. Reaper's moving forwards. Nice grenade. Blast the SCVs around, and actually the Reaper is kept so far away. He's picking off so many SCVs early here. And he's going to be seeing, what, 3, 4, 5 workers killed. That's going to be good stuff, as he's going to get the kill on this one. Pulls his Reaper back as well, so that doesn't go down just yet either. Now this Marine goes down. Hellion on the way, but man, aLive is taking so much damage, and he might just die faster than Gumiho died. He went for a Cyclone. That was really super useful in defending this, and well, uThermal still made it work then. He's already evened up the worker count. He's going to get this Marine as well. The problem is there's just so many Reapers. aLive is going to tap out, and uThermal is going to take a 3-0 just like that. And that is a fast best of 5, and that is going to be bringing us back into